Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Caravans, 1978, starring Anthony Quinn, Christopher Lee, Joseph Cotten. You see Joseph Cotten in the beginning, very briefly. Christopher Lee is kind of at the beginning and towards the middle. And the rest of the movie is just Anthony Quinn. So this movie was made in Iran, also known as Persia, I guess, during the reign of the Shah, who was a stooge for the British government, uh, keeping the oil companies in Iran before he was overthrown. So that's how this movie got made, through the Iranian government, 1978. It's based on a novel by James A. Michener. I'm not a big fan of James A. Michener novels. And kind of portray Islam in a negative light. I mean, there are no good guys in this. I don't know what kind of religion they're practicing here in this movie, but it's supposed to take place in 1948 in a fictional country called Zakharstan. It probably means Afghanistan because, as the title sort of gives it away, it's about nomadic peoples. So it's probably Afghanistan, close to Russia. Anthony Quinn is trying to smuggle guns for the Russian government, which is kind of ironic because in Afghanistan they were fighting the Soviet Union a couple years later in 1980. So a little bit of a time warp there, 1948 to 1980. But I guess this ambassador guy to the United States, some senator's daughter, is in this Zakharstan country. She's been missing for 10 months. She's married to some military commander there. Christopher Lee, I guess, is the president of the country. And the military guy married the senator's daughter, much to their dismay, obviously, since she was somewhat of a country club queen, which she disliked. I guess she wanted to be like a hippie in 1948 and travel with the camels and stuff. Anyway, I'm having a hard time remembering what religion the Saudi government belongs to. If I do a quick search here. Basically, whoever's funding Hillary Clinton's foundation. Here we go. They took a $2 million contribution from Saudi Arabia. Yeah, they oppress women. In this movie, they talk about how woman has less rights than a camel. Uh, it's funny how Hillary Clinton claims to stand up for women's rights. She takes money from the Saudi government. Uh, yeah, the Bin Laden family, Prince Bandar bin Sultan bin Abdul Aziz. These people are pretty crazy. And it shows in this movie too. They talk about chopping off the guy's right hand so that he can't eat. Uh, Outside the scope of government, it's sort of like Islamic law. I'm trying to find out just what religion these people subscribe to in Saudi Arabia. But similar to the movie here, in this fictional Islamic community, I guess that's been around for 1,000 years. Guess they don't give up treating women like dirt. I don't know why this blondie woman, senator's daughter, would want to go along with this caravan smuggling guns to Russia. That part didn't make sense, especially if Anthony Quinn hasn't taken a bath during his entire life. He's probably the stinkiest man on the planet. But he's Mexican. What is he doing playing Afghanistan leader of Caravan? Kind of out of context there. Uh, sh- anyway, the royal family in Saudi Arabia, that's what it reminded me of. Whatever their extreme version of Islam is, it's either Shiite or Sunni, I guess. Can't remember which one, but in any case, that's what's portrayed in this movie. You know, man rapes a woman and then he gets his face burned. Uh, Man is accused of uh, doing some misdeed, so gets his hand chopped off, that kind of thing. And it's kind of boring watching Anthony Quinn gather up the camels and the caravan and whatnot, the sheep and the goats, you know, traversing the desert through the rain and whatnot. It's like watching a natural geographic or some boring ass Werner Herzog documentary. Um, so that's pretty much the plot. I mean, the general dude's trying to get his wife back. I guess he has more than one wife, according to Islamic law. And this got an Academy nomination or award for costume, I guess, because they probably spend a lot of money on the costumes. And can't stand the music in this. Um, It's like a long, overdone kind of TV movie. It was kind of interesting how the government oppressed the nomadic peoples. I'm sure that's been going on in the Middle East for thousands of years, probably. So that part was kind of interesting. I wouldn't say I hated the movie. I just disliked it. I thought it was a lot of wasted talent. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars, but kind of interesting. 1978 time capsule. This is probably one of James A. Michener's less known books, simply because it does deal with the topic of Islam and they kind of hype up the caravan way of life in this movie. I guess it's they still worship in Islam and burn the guy's face. I don't want to spoil the ending, but yeah, it comes back to bite him later. All these people acting vicious against each other. Seems like the caravan is no better than the government in this fictional country, because they are running guns for the Russian government. So that's kind of shady dealings right there. But under the circumstances, I guess it's something they have to do to survive, whatever. Not my cup of tea, and for the life of me, I couldn't understand why this blonde U.S. woman would sacrifice her youth to go traversing around the desert with stinky old Anthony Quinn. She did run away from her husband, the general guy. Came back, begging her to come with him. She refused, but the ending was kind of interesting. Like I said, it wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't something that I could really say, wow, that was entertaining. I had to stop it a bunch of times just because it's so damn long. It's over 2 hours. So, anyways, I would say poor effort. I don't know. Just couldn't find any redeeming qualities. It seemed like everybody was a bad guy in this one. Not that the U.S. is a great place to live, but neither is Afghanistan or this fictional country where people go walking around the desert aimlessly, trying to get guns across the border, that kind of thing. Not a very interesting subject matter, in my opinion. So that's all about it. That's about all I had to say about the movie. I was disappointed, especially with Christopher Lee dying this year. Wanted to see one of his flicks, but this isn't one of his better ones. I guess he petered out his Dracula career around 1976. Started acting in mainstream movies like this one. So that's the end of my review. I think I figured out this 3D thing where it's got several different options, top to bottom or bottom to top or whatever. Guess I'll try that on this video and see if it works. That way you don't have to buy those red cyan glasses or whatever they're called. Used to have Robot Monster VHS tape with those glasses. That was pretty cool. Anyways, that's in my review for real this time. Laters.